live stream the meeting. These live streams always crack me up because they're like, I'll be talking away and it says setting up, and then I'll have people like say, "Oh, you're already live," but it'll still telling me that it's,
Not.
going live. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk. Hi, everybody. It says it's going live. So if I'm live, I'm just saying setting up, and then I'll have people like say, "Oh, you're already live," but it'll still telling me that. Oh, there's a little delay. So I'm wondering if I have to mute myself. Hold on a second. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk. Hi, everybody. It says it's going live. So if I'm live, I wonder why it has that delay. Oh, there's a little delay, so I'm wondering if I have to mute myself. Hold on. We're gonna play with this. Hi, everybody. If you're checking in live, bear with me while I figure out what I'm doing. All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, Teri.
Jen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Could you hear me, Shen, while I was talking?
Yes, I can. I've always been able to hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me? I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me? Could you hear me, Jen, while I was talking? I can. I've always been able to hear you. Yeah. I'm going to mute it and let's see if you can hear me. Hold on a second. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Nope, that did work. All right, we're going to go with a delay and see how that works. All right, everybody, welcome to the Healing Place podcast. We're doing a fun little YouTube live, and how about now? All right, we're going to go with a delay and see how that works. All right, everybody, welcome to the Healing Place podcast. We're doing a fun little YouTube live, and all right, trying this again. Hi, I'm going to hit this. So everyone, welcome to the Healing Place podcast. I'm your host, Teri Wellbrock, and now I've got all my little glitches worked out. So today I'm so excited to have with me Shenandoah Chefalo, and I've had her on the show before to talk about garbage bag suitcase, but now she's got this awesome, the best bunny. So yeah, let's talk about this. So welcome, Shen.
Teri, I am so excited that you had me back on the show, and I'm even more excited that your box arrived in one piece. When you put faith in the U.S. Postal Service, you sometimes worry. I am super excited to talk about the best bunny and how it came to be and how excited we are to have it in the world for everyone now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I said when I opened the box and this little guy was staring at me, oh my gosh, like I literally teared up and I was like, this is the most amazing little, oh my God. So it's been sitting right here on my shelf behind me. So any podcast interviews I've done, people have seen it because I've had it on the shelf behind me. So it's now a permanent part of my life. So yeah, let's talk to folks about, we're not going to do a super, a normal 30-minute. We're just doing a little book launched yesterday. So let's talk about the inspiration behind the Best Bunny.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, you had me on when I wrote this book quite a long time ago now, to 2017. Garbage Bag Suitcase was the memoir about my time in foster care and coming out of that. And as everyone will kind of remember, Love Bunny was the central character, right? This is my original childhood stuffy. It's one of the few things from my childhood and all the 50 moves that I did that's still with me. And since I wrote that book, what I get from a lot of folks is, how young can someone read this book? Because there's so many kids in care in that in between stage. We want to share it, we can't, etc. And so, yeah, we thought let's do a children's book and introduced Bunny Best to everybody and have everybody have a book that still talks about hard things, right? Still talks about grief, still talks about lots of big emotions for kids, but also for the adults, helping kids to process those emotions.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think I know when I read it, again, I loved how you touched upon, you're right, upon those tough topics that are so hard to talk about. I mean, grief with kids. What a difficult subject to talk about. And so again, but being able, I think there's just a gift to be able to talk about the tough subjects, but make it such a relatable so that it doesn't scare kids.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to scare kids, but also we want people to know that it's okay to not be okay. Like that is okay. That we can be just okay being okay, right? That's fair. That grief takes time. But we also wanted, and for me, what's so exciting about Bunny Bess being introduced as the character is one, normalizing kids having stuffies, blankets, whatever the thing is. Most of us had these when we were kids. We know kids with them now, okaying and normalizing that. But, recently I had some feedback where somebody said, I don't know if I like this idea that little Shen turns to a toy versus the adults around them and turns inward. And my response really is this: not all of us have adults around us that we can turn to. And they're not always in the healthiest place to help us process things we're going to. And for me specifically, without this rabbit, I wouldn't have made it. And I think people think sometimes that's just fodder or I'm exaggerating, but it's like that rabbit guided me through a lot of really hard. They have had their fair share of tears spread on their mangled fur. And I think for some adults, that's hard to understand that kids might not have other adults to turn to. And so that there is this focus of inwards and the things that I do have that I can rely on to help me through a tough time. Not that that will be all I have in the future, but it's what I have right now.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I knew as a kid, you and I talked in previous conversations on the show about our trauma
Oh,
journeys. And I know for me as a child growing up in a very, at times, violent and volatile
yeah.
household, I would make what I called a stuffed animal fort all around me. I still have to this day Bobby
Yeah.
Bear, Billy Bear, and Lenny Lion. Like I still have them.
Yeah.
And they're dressed in clothes, but they were, I remember Greenie and Brownie and
Mhm.
Sammy the Snake. And like I had them all,
Same.
they had their places and they protected me. And
Yep.
so I get it.
Yeah, and I think that's such an interesting piece because there's lots of adults who don't get that piece. That there aren't always people in healthy, stable situations to help kids process grief. But also, you might be the best parent on the planet and still not sure how to tackle these topics with your toddler, right? Like, that's how do you process grief, even if it's a pet who passes away or a grandparent who passes away, or there's other grief in the family or other disruption in the family. That's often a hard topic, even for the healthiest of parents to process with their kids. And so, yes, the book's for kids, but it's really for the adults helping kids grieve, right? Like it's a tool to help us have those conversations that we might not be able to have. One of my girlfriends who just had a baby this year said, we've just been reading it and looking at it, and there's older kids in the household. And she's like, it actually started some other conversations we likely wouldn't have had. And it's like, that's what rings true to my spirit of like, let's just have the conversation. Even if something tough isn't going on, what do we do with these big feelings? And what does that mean for us?
Yeah. I have a cute story that I just have to share. It popped into my head. So one of my dearest friends, who's has since passed from breast cancer, but she was my soul sister. Her daughter and my daughter were the same age, and they were probably, oh, I don't know, like I want to say maybe like 7 years old
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking. And Now, my friend Beth worked as a mortuary in mortuary science, and so she worked in that field. So we had walked downstairs and found both girls had all of the stuffed animals out, and they were conducting a funeral service for one of the little stuffed animals. And they were doing a prayer and they were like standing up and talking about. So here they were like processing death, and it's a hard subject for their brains. Oh my gosh. Um, and so to me, it was so fascinating because they did it not by coming to us, but by um using their stuffed animals.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is that we want to create environments of which it's okay to process these things because I mean, you know it, Terry, deeply. I know it. It gets hard when you're an adult to have to go back and reprocess those things. And it's heavy. It's a heavy burden. It's a heavy lift to take with us. And so for us, that's what's exciting. This is the first in a series that's actually coming out.
Oh,
So
yay.
we're really happy. And so we're going to be talking about what does it mean when you change schools, right? What is that journey like? What happens as you start to grow up and change, and maybe you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, or you're feeling insecure about what you look like and how you appear to everybody else? The whole idea is to build a full emotional toolbox through storytelling and through not only Bunny Best, but some of his other characters and friends he's going to introduce us to along the way.
Oh, I love it. And I think it's so amazing. Well, I just think you are amazing, and just the journey you've been through, and how you've shared it with all of us. So thank you. And now being able to help children along their journey as well. It's just such a gift. So thank you.
Terry, I am grateful. I'm grateful to be part of your community. You've been so welcoming. Your community's been so welcoming to me. Just super excited. I hope everyone enjoys it and share it with a teacher or a counselor or a social worker that's on your list. Reach out. We'd love to help. And be on the lookout. In the next couple of weeks, we have a grief packet that you'll be able to download to lead some conversations around grief with kids as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. So now how do folks find the book? How do they connect with you?
Yeah, that's awesome. They can either go to chefaloconsulting.com, Chefalo, Chefalo consulting.com. You can buy the book, of course, on Amazon and all booksellers across. But to download the grief sheet, they go to our website, go to our shop, and they can download that and other resources for free.
That's wonderful. And I know for folks, I know for me, I will sometimes donate kids' books to, like, there's the Ronald McDonald House in Cincinnati. So when we lived in Cincinnati, we would take and donate books there. And one of my friends that volunteers there had posted, "Look what I saw, Terry," and took a picture of a book that we had put out there. So it's such a great way to, buy multiple versions and then gift them out to places in children's hospitals and so forth.
Absolutely. And if people are interested in buying in bulk, they can reach out to me directly. I will happily give you a very large discount if you want to put them in your community free libraries, all those little boxes around your community. Just reach out. We'd be happy to help you make that happen.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. Well, again, I wish we could sit and talk longer, but we're doing
Yes,
this little.
I appreciate the 10 minutes today and reach out with anything. Terry, I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks again for having me on.
Oh, again, I feel so blessed. And guys, if you're not on the Facebook page for the Healing Place podcast, go hop on it. I'm going to put the book out there later this evening, and I'll send some links and so forth. So yeah, and then I'll put this out in the podcast world as well. So again, it's just been such a treat, Jen. Thank you. And again, thank you for this, and best
Enjoy.
bunny best.
And then when you're all done, donate it to somebody else, right? That's what we say. Pass it on and donate it to the next person who needs it.
Oh, I love that idea. That's so beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Terry.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.